Okay, in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about summaries and how they can be used for, really honestly, they can be used for events, they can be used for products, for blog posts, for staff lists. There's so many different uses for them. I'm pretty much obsessed with the summary block in Squarespace. So basically what we're going to do is in this example, we are going to I've created a new product area called New Products, and we have a master product here. So I'm just going to really quickly kind of run through a couple of different, putting in a couple of different products just so I can kind of show you how we can use categories. And it doesn't matter, again, if it's a product or if you're talking about an event or a blog post. These categories are on pretty much any of our collection items, even photos and things like that. So let's go into our categories. We're going to create a new one. I am going to create one called, we have a category called PG-13. So I just hit enter. I'm also going to create one called camping and enter, and I'm going to create one called racing. Hit enter. Okay, so I've got 3 categories in right now. So I will go ahead and save this. Now my master, I am going to duplicate and then edit it to basically put in the image for the specific product that I want to make. So on this one, I will now change it from master, and we will call this one like camping. I think it's called Camp Hair Don't Care. So Camp Hair Don't Care. All right, so then I go into options and I add a thumbnail image for this one. So in my downloads, actually it's probably not in there. Let's see where that went to. Desktop, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Camp Hair Don't Care. So I can now put this thumbnail image here, and that's what's going to show up. But since I'm using the master and just duplicating it, it's actually going to carry over all of my pricing and my variant. So it's a very simple way to duplicate if you know you have kind of all of the same features for a certain product, but we just want to change the actual thumbnail image and the title of it. So we've got this one done. Now this one is going to fit into both PG-13 and camping categories. It does not fit into racing, so I'll get rid of racing and I'm going to say save. Okay, now I will do this again. Whoops, and it looks like I just messed up and actually changed my master. Normally you would duplicate and then start over. That was completely my fault, but trying to rush through this so it's not a huge, long video. So normally we'd just say duplicate, then you would still have that master and you would always have that master to go back to. You just wouldn't publish it, and you could continue to use that master. So here we'll change this one to camping gives me wood. And in our options, we will now delete this thumbnail image and add a new one right here. And then we can save and publish this one. And I just realized I'm going to go back to that Camp Hair Don't Care because it's actually, this one belongs in both PG-13 and camping. It does not belong in racing, but this other one is really Camp Hair Don't Care does not really belong in PG-13. That's a pretty innocent cup. So let's go back into it. We'll delete that PG-13. And so essentially what happens is we can add these categories and we can add as many as they want, and sometimes as many as we want, and sometimes they can fall into numerous categories. Now the reason that is great is because we can put all of our products in one place in this new products area, and then we could choose to create a product page. So depending on how many products we want and depending on how complicated it's going to get, we could call this one like, shop all. If we don't have a ton of products, it would just be a blank page. On this page, we could click edit. We could put a search bar right here at the top just to make it easier for people to search. And we're going to say we want to search a specific page. We only want to search the new products page because that's what I called that product page that I just did. Then you can continue to go down this page and give them different kind of category areas to choose from. So if we started with, say, the camping one, here, and then it's a little too big. Directly underneath, we would add a summary. And so this is why I love summaries. You can choose from wall, carousel, list, or grid. In this case, I'm going to go with the grid option. it's basically saying we're going to show you a summary of content, a summary of one of your collection pages. So I'm going to say in my product pages, find me the new products page. So right now it's going to show me every one that it has. And then I can go into layout. I can change this to automatic so you see the full thing. I typically, when we're just showing this portion, I like to get rid of the excerpt and only show the title, the price, and not all of the information about it. But I do like to do the quick product view because it will click, it basically kind of white boxes it. Now down here in category filter, I'm going to want to add camping because both of those cups are in the camping section. So let's see, now we can say apply. Now directly underneath that, come on, let me pull this one down so we have a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we're going to now add a new block underneath. It's going to be another text block. It is going to say, let's center this one. This one is going to say PG-13. And we're going to add another summary block, another grid. And once you're in here, you can change the layout too. So if you decide you want to try a different one, that's okay. But again, we're going to go into our content. We're going to tell it we want to summarize everything from new products. We're going to go into layout. We're going to say that we want to auto aspect ratio. We can change this column width, will change how many items you see on a line, and the gutter width changes how much spacing in between the products. So you can play around with that as well. In display, let's go ahead and go up to 30 items. Get rid of excerpt, enable the product quick view. And now when we come down to this category filter, we don't want camping. Now we want PG-13. So now you can see that this one is showing me both of these cups because they're both in the camping category. This one is the only one that's in the PG-13 category. So I can have all of my camping cups together, but I can have several of these cups together that cross over different categories, because I may have some racing cups that are also PG-13 or golf cups that are PG-13. So it's kind of a nice way to sort your information using several different category types. Another way that you can do this, if you don't want to have them all on one page, would be to actually create individual pages for each one. So this could be our PG-13 page. And again, we would just come in and edit. We would put in a search bar. Then we would say we only want to search for the new products page. And then we would add another summary block and do the grid. We would choose the new products page, and then obviously change all of these same things we did before. So I won't go through all of it with you, but then we need to make sure that we in category filter are doing the PG-13. And so now this page by itself will have all of the PG-13 items in it. So in that case, it would be great to have a folder called Shop All or Products, Tumblers, whatever we want to call them. And in that folder, then we would just pull up each of these individual pages. Now, as a little trick, as you're doing these, once you have one set up, it's so much easier just to come into your settings wheel and hit duplicate down at the bottom, confirm we want to duplicate it. Instead of keeping PG-13, we're going to change this one to camping. We'll just pull it underneath there. So now we have two of them in the folder. And in our camping now, we just come into the summary because it's already all set up, but we come over to display and we tell it not PG-13, we say camping. And that is it. So in that case, when you pull this folder up into your primary or secondary navigation, you are going to end up, let me find a spot for it because we have a lot of stuff in here. You are going to end up with a new folder that says Tumblers with the categories underneath it. So just kind of a great way to use summaries. Again, it can be for any, I love using these for blog posts. I'll use blog posts sometimes to organize my staff lists, and then that way the staff can kind of carry over into several different departments. I mean, there's just so many uses for summary blocks. And if you have any questions, definitely just go to my website, which is the jenmaher.expert. And you can reach out to me either by scheduling a discovery call up here if you need a full website, or if you just need a little bit of help, you can reach out to the nerds and they can help you, or click on my expert help button right here. Take care and have a great day.